Hello everybody, welcome to another Arcadius Ops video. My name is Nathan and today we are going to talk about drones, specifically the drone law within Hong Kong, which is where we operate our commercial drones, doing various inspections, physical security, infrared and multispectral operations. Before we start, I would like to do a little bit of background information on Hong Kong itself. Now, this map here is a map that the flyboys use, and this is the visual flight rules for Hong Kong Airport. So Hong Kong Airport is right there. That's Hong Kong International Airport at Chek Lap Kok. Most people in Hong Kong will live around there, and there. So those three red squiggles, probably round about there, okay? These are the three areas that most people will live in Hong Kong. So this is Hong Kong Island. This is Lantau Island. You got Lamma Island there. And this is what they call Kowloon and the New Territories. The airport, the new airport, is pretty far away from any dense urban areas. There's a little bit of urbanization here, but most people will live around this area and what they call Tsim Sha Tsui and Kowloon side. As you can see, the flyboys will use these visual flight rules for entry into the airport, and then when they exit, when they take off, they'll come around here. Now, most of it around Hong Kong is restricted airspace. So as drone operators, we need to stay out of the way of everybody else, essentially. But I'm showing you this map so that at least you know that wherever you are in Hong Kong, you're very close to low-flying aircraft. On this scale here, you can see 5 nautical miles. So if you wanted to go to the country parks up by Tam O Shan, which is right there, or you wanted to go to Lantau to the Big Buddha, which is there, or go into Lamma Island, which is here, then wherever you are, you're going to be in quite close proximity to manned aviation. Now, this is not a problem because most of it is at altitude. So the visual flight rules here, obviously they're coming in at 4,500. They're reducing their altitude until they land, and then of course when they take off, they're increasing the altitude up into their flight lanes. So wherever you are, just be aware that there is aviation here. Most of it is commercial. There is also a helicopter pad here that goes off to Macau, and it basically does this route, okay, to Macau. And most of the helicopter lane is above the surface of the sea. So there are a few helicopter pads dotted around, but if you go to the official website, which is this, there will be a very useful drone map. This is in the description. There's a very useful drone map that we have already done for us by the good people at the Civil Aviation Department of the Hong Kong government. And as you can see, these are the restricted zones that we are not allowed to fly in. Now, most of these restricted zones, obviously the big one is Chek Lap Kok, is the airport, okay? At the end of your runway, you've got your standard exclusion zones, and then you've got other things you need to be aware of is that you have some prisons. So there's a prison there, there's a prison there. Down by Stanley, we have the big military base here. You have the Stanley prison itself. And most of the no-go fly zones here are government offices. You can see that within Victoria Harbour, there is a flight restriction zone there. For obvious reasons, there's a lot of maritime traffic. And some of those ships are carrying dangerous goods in and out of the port of Hong Kong. And then if you go in, you can see the little ones. So that's like Chikok, that's your customs and excise. You've got your prison there, like King Prism. So most of it is, as drone operators, it should be common sense to us. Don't overfly prisons, don't overfly police stations, don't overfly the airport, don't overfly the military bases and the research establishments, such as the one at the end of Daguerre Cape. This is the Earth satellite, and it's also a maritime marine life park all around here. So just be wary that there are areas that you need to be aware of. Okay. Oops, let's get back to this. There we go. So, what are we looking at? Well, Hong Kong is, for all I've just said, it is a very drone-friendly city. There's lots of fascinating geographical and urban landscape areas to explore. Please be safe at all times. Okay, so we've got three categories. So the first category we have is A1, and that's below 250 grams. And you don't need to register anything or label your drones. You don't need to really do that. You can if you want to. It is optional, but it's not a necessity. Here you have what they've done here is your standard operating requirements. Now, what are those? Well, this is what they mean by standard operating requirements. All right, so for your category 1, it's 100 feet. That's 30 meters altitude above the ground. For your category 1, less than 250 grams, maximum speed is 20 kilometers per hour. And I'll come on to the separation, the distances should be commensurate with your speed. So category 1, you can go down to 10 meters separation for category 1. But let's go back up here. So category 1 is your toy drones, for want of a better word, and the drones that you will have maybe a camera on them, or maybe not, or you're not really going to go far from it because the battery is pretty small, and you're not going to get more than maybe 10 to 15 minutes operational time out of it anyway. So for category 1, you can see that we don't really need to do anything. We don't really need anything really. You can just charge up your batteries and off you go. But obviously according to your standard operating requirements. Category A2 are the next level up, between 250 and 7 kilograms. Again, you've got your standard operating requirements, which for category 2, you can get up to 300 feet, which is 91 meters, and the maximum speed is 50 kilometers per hour. Now, your separation distance for your category A2 is two things. Low speed, you can go down to 10 meters, and normal speed 50 kilometers per hour, you can go to 30 meters. So separation for A2 essentially is 30 meters. Now, we do need to register our drones. All right, we do need to register our drones. We do need to register ourselves as pilots. You don't need any formal training, but of course, if you want to be a better drone pilot, then everybody recommends you do. You do need to keep basic login requirements. You can do the commercial online stuff. AirData is pretty good, or you can just put it on a spreadsheet or a written account, a proper logbook. You can buy them from Amazon and eBay, a drone logbook, and just basic flight logs. So that's the time, the latitude, maybe you've had some unusual event going on, or maybe there's a near miss. In the UK, we have procedures to go into the ECARE system and report near misses, or maybe a drone fire, but we don't have that in Hong Kong yet. And you don't need the permission from the CAD, Civil Aviation Department. And at the moment, we don't need drone insurance. But there is gossip right now is that it's going to be 5 million Hong Kong dollars. Okay, that's HKD, right? Which is pretty okay. All right, you're talking maybe $1,000 Hong Kong dollars a year for your insurance. But at the moment, category A2, we don't need to be insured. The last thing that we have here is the category B. Now, this is your advanced operations, and it's essentially over 7 kilograms up to 25 kilograms maximum takeoff mass. You can carry dangerous goods, and you can operate within the restricted fly zones. So you could, with the permission from the CAD, you can see that, fly over a police station or over the military base or over the airport, but you must have permission from the Civil Aviation Department to do that. You notice that for category B, you will need some kind of formal assessment. Now, the FAA, okay, the UK CAA, they all do good courses which are recognized here in Hong Kong. All right, so that's basically what it is for drone operation in Hong Kong. You can go to this website. You can see here, you can register. It's very simple, it takes about 5 minutes, and then whatever address you have, they will send you a sticker to put on your drone, and it only takes about 2-3 days to get there. Now the question is, what happens if you're a tourist? Well, if you're a tourist, all right, you still need to abide by these rules. So the CAA has informed us, the CAD, sorry, has informed us that the registration and labeling of your drones still has to occur, and so does registration of the remote pilot, even if you're a tourist. So wherever you are staying, get the address, get permission of the hotel, and get the CAD to send you that sticker that you put onto your drone. And then when you leave, you need to inform the CAD that you're leaving. All right. But however, you still need to abide by the standard operating procedures. And if you're a commercial pilot, you need to submit your permission to the CAD. It's a bit like the UK operations manual. The CAD here, very helpful, and they are very drone friendly. Okay, that's all from me today. Hope you enjoyed that. And check out the other videos about drone laws in the UK and in the Philippines. All right, safe flying. Bye bye.